You okay, Van? Yeah, I'm fine, just thinking. Is there something bothering you? Guessing the stories about the gangsters and Armata remnants are on your mind? Yeah. If Morty, Jack and Killick are all talking about them, then it's definitely worth mulling over. You had something interesting while following up on Mr. Brad's case as well. You're referring to the account of them being sighted in the Tyrol district, correct? Oh yeah, now that you mention it, that is kinda worrying. Maybe we should drop by Tyrol, just in case, you know? Not a bad idea, can't hurt to check the area out again. You can probably rule out the busier parts of the district. Same for the area near the restaurant, it's run by Halle. An additional mandatory investigation point has been added to the Tyrol district. Good, but side quests. I probably have made a cut here between the in the search for Dingo and notes. So welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails to Daybreak, where we continue our 4 SPGs. You're Zora, right? The one who put the call out for us? You're with Arkwright Solutions, nice to meet you. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. Please have a seat. I'll get some tea ready in just a minute. I was curious what a Spriggan would be like, you know? But you look just like a normal person. I've even seen you around town before. You probably have, our office is in Old Town. I know some stuff about you and your son. He's studying for high school entrance exam, right? Wow, you weren't kidding, you really do know about us. But you're right, we're hoping he'll be able to get into Aram's academy, so I've been having him rigorously study every day. His grades were in a bit of a rut for a while, but they have thankfully started improving. Not that I ever doubted him, of course, he's my son, so of course he's capable. If he keeps this up, he surely will nail a spot in the academy at the tippy top of his class. But right as he's starting to show some promise, the situation turns dire. Colt has been having really strange as of late. He's become violent all of a sudden, yelling really loudly, hitting things. And he's never done that before? I can see why you would be concerned. Never in his life, he's always been a good boy. He must have been in some awful company if he's acting this way. It's the most logical explanation. I take my eyes off him for a moment if this happens, that's why I need you. Please figure out what happened to my precious Curtis. So what if he's gotten a little sassy? I'd wanna curse myself mute for getting choked like this 24/7. Really? I don't think it would hurt to look around a little, make sure he isn't falling in with a bad crowd, just to be safe. What do you think, Van? Should we help her? Maybe. Give me a minute to think about it. Alright, we help. Alright, we take a case. Fantastic. Thank you so much. If you don't mind my asking, ma'am, where is Curtis right now? He's out buying some reference material. There's a bookstore in the Tyrol district we like to shop at. I imagine he's there. Oh, so he's out right now. Perfect. Before we start with anything else, mind if we search his room? I ain't too hot on digging through a teen's room like that. That's the most obvious place to start looking. Understand, you can search his room. Follow me upstairs. Bet you anything he's got all the good dirty Macs hidden under his mattress. How did I know you were gonna say that?
Commencing mission!
Okay. Here you are, this is Curtis' room. Thanks for showing us. Alright, let's get this done before the kids back home. Van first started combing through Curtis' bedroom. At first they found nothing of note that could plausibly explain his violent turn in behavior. The only objects kept hidden were mock exams of failing scores. But a few minutes later... Well, look at that. Did you find something, Van? You bet. Take a look at what I found tucked away inside the desk drawer. A mint tint? It looks empty. I don't think I recognize the brand. Could you explain what it is? There's a tobacco-flavored mints inside these suckers. You only get them if you're smoking or trying to quit. It would explain why it doesn't smell like cigs in here. Could have been chewing on those instead of lighting one up. They taste like what? They might not be the real thing, but only delinquents even think about smoking at this age. Oh, my poor Curtis, where did I go wrong with you? I thought I raised you to be such a good boy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You might be missing something that explained why he had this tin. I know exactly why I had it. It's all my husband's fault. Him and the scandal of his house got him demoted from a Bank of Edith. We were forced to move into Alton because of that. If we were living in a safer neighborhood, my son wouldn't be straying from the path. My husband was supposed to start working at the subsidiary once he was out of probation. But where do I end up finding him instead? Montmartre. I caught him eating there again without a care in the world while I was out shopping. Absolutely ridiculous. Has he been working this whole time or just pulling the wool over my eyes? Can't trust him anymore, would you? Wow, she just keeps going. Anyway, this thing gives us a good jumping off point. We keep sniffing around and see what we turn up. Pardon my outburst. I'll leave you all to it. I'll be waiting for a report downstairs. What's the matter, Van? Did you notice something else? Yeah, the tin still stinks. It's faint, but you can still get a whiff if you get real close to it. It smells just like an Orbal hookah. Feels like a lifetime ago, but I'd recognize that smell anywhere. What, really? And yeah, I thought we are finally done with that bullshit. I don't doubt Mr. Arkwright's right about it, but the CID and police were supposed to have confiscated all of them. You mean the drug that Aida developed and peddled through Vegas films? I don't remember hearing about that stuff coming in tablets. Where did he get something like that? I worry for how his health might be affected. Alright, Chief. What's the plan? Do we go straight to the kid and get him to spill? No, we need to figure out where these things came from in the first place. Right now, this stays between us. Nothing good can come of his mom catching wind of this. With a firecracker of a mom like that, I can only imagine. Since we're talking about tobacco-flavored mints, maybe a cigarette seller would know something? If his father smokes too, that could also lead somewhere. Agreed, might as well look into both of those. The mom said something about her husband eating at Montmartre.
Hey,
Yeah. Montmartre's the spot every single time. All my exhaustion from work just gets washed away.
Let me ask you something.
Got a minute? We want to ask something about your son. Vaughn explained the request from Woman's wife and summarized the team's findings thus far. What? My son is chewing on tobacco-flavored mints? I can't believe it. He's never been the brightest at school, but I don't think he'd be that stupid. Sir, please come down. As an aside, do you smoke at all yourself? Goddess, no. Why would I? The smell would only make our clients uncomfortable. And do you have any idea why Curtis would be taking those tablets? Any idea at all? Oh, I know what's going on with him. Boy must be getting lazy, tired of studying for entrance exam, so he must be taking them as a distraction. What embarrassment, he's getting real spoiled if he thinks he can get away with all this nonsense. When I was his age, I was so focused on my studies I didn't even eat or sleep. Just what an Gehenna is so doing raising our son for him to turn out like that. It sounds like the parents themselves have some issue to work through. With parents like these, kids was gonna start acting out sooner or later. Thanks for the info. We'll get out of here now. I get off early and come here to recharge after a day in a new office. And I immediately hear about my boy causing trouble. What in the world is Soa doing? I swear that boy is lording over her. No, she is pressuring him too much.
Can we talk?
Sorry to interrupt your class. Can we have a quick chat? We wanted to ask about a kid we've been hired to look into. Name's Curtis. Of all the times, I guess we can if it really can't wait. Let's go somewhere else. Vaughn explained the request and he and others received from Curtis's mother. They also explained his stark change in personality. Right, okay. Not gonna lie, I think his parents are making a storm in a teacup. Kid's not gonna turn to some hardened criminal because of this. But to answer your question, I do know who you're talking about. He came to my tobacco kiosk about an hour ago. He did? Yeah, he asked if I had any tobacco-flavored mints for sale. I told him I don't sell them and that, even if I did, a kid like him shouldn't go anywhere near them. He got all huffy and started yelling. Called me an old hag, which was nice of him. Wow, I'm so sorry we had to deal with it. Damn, kid's got balls to say that to your face. What do you do after that? Beats me. My guess is you went looking for some other place you could sucker into selling those mints. Makes sense, thanks for the info. Well, that's both people on our list. And none of it helped. Dad really didn't tell us anything new about the kid, and we got no info to go on about was Mince. Guess the last stop's that bookstore his mom mentioned. He might not even be there, but it can't hurt to talk to him if he is. If he's not, we can always ask the staff. They might know something. Bookstore.
Taking off now.
I see.
I don't see him. Books in China Dirk and Revolution have been selling like gangbusters the last couple of days. I'm taking it as a sign that people are staying positive and trying to look forward to a festival after everything that's happened. As tragic as the incident in Grail was, we can't stay down in the dumps forever. We have to keep moving forward, little by little.
Well, can we talk?
I don't see anyone who looks like they could be Curtis. I'll hit up the manager and see what she has to say. Excuse me, does the name Curtis ring a bell by chance? Vaughn explained the request he and the others received from Curtis's mother. They also explained his stark change in personality. Oh wow, the poor Curtis had no idea what's going through all of that. He comes here a lot, so one of my workers and I made a point of looking after him and helping him with his studies. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you anything about his personal life or those mints you mentioned. That's all news to me, too. That's okay, we appreciate you talking to us at all. If you don't mind me asking, could you tell us about the other worker? Oh, I recognize you. You come here a lot, too. You're from Aramis, aren't you? His name is Albert. You probably know him, right? Yes, absolutely. I can't believe I forgot this is where he works. He sure does. He and Curtis seem to get along really well. He would recommend reference books for Curtis to buy and whatnot. Between the two of us, I imagine Albert would know more about him than I do. Fat lot of good that'll do unless we can track the nerd down. Any idea where he might be? At this hour he's probably either on campus or somewhere around the Arbor district. Then what are you waiting for? Let's go find him. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Fingers crossed he doesn't turn out to be a dead end. Arbor district.
What are we waiting for?
There's an blue exclamation mark.
This year's almost over.
Basically, you tried your luck with a bunch of girls and it's zero luck. So now you're in desperate need for someone to spend the festival with. This is ridiculous. Unsurprising, but ridiculous all the same. What are you even planning? Come on, man. A sausage party is better than being all alone. Also, you know, extra manpower means extra sex appeal, yeah? The ladies will be flocking to us during the festival. Unbelievable. Well, unfortunately for you, I made arrangements with the student council. I suspect Julian will also be busy. No, actually, I don't have any plans. I was hoping to have someone show me around the festival, in fact. Maybe you would be willing to go? For real? You, who could have your pick from all the hot babes at school, is choosing to go with me? Thanks, man, Julian. I freaking love you. You are utterly incomprehensible.
Can we talk?
I'm sorry to call you all of a sudden, Albert. It's alright. It looks like it's something you need to be discreet about. Something like that. We're looking to someone right now. Do you know Curtis? Vaughn's team told Albert what they'd heard from Curtis's mom. They also mentioned how he changed recently. Damn it, I knew something was up. He'd been acting strange lately. Maybe unstable is the best word for it. It was very different from his usual self. How long have you known? You know, I don't really want to help you. But I guess I noticed it around late October, early November. He was pretty down in the dumps before that, saying he'd lost motivation. He even started being all excited about his studies all of a sudden. Something was off about it though. I don't know where all that enthusiasm came from. Thank you for letting us know. Have you heard anything in particular about his friends? As if he was hanging around with a bad crowd? No, not really. Didn't look like it anyway. Wait, maybe it's not quite that. But I remember someone that looked like him hanging around the back streets in the Tile district. Since it was at night and the guy he was talking to looked real shady, I kinda just assumed it couldn't be Curtis. Damn it. Maybe that's the guy that... Come on, stop mumbling it out with it already. We've been warned at school to watch out for a suspicious man that hangs around Tyrole's back streets. He apparently sells tobacco and hard drugs to young people. That's what the rumors say anyway. I should have made the connection earlier. Curtis could have bought the tablets from him. That makes a lot of sense. Maybe he was going to meet him today when he said he was going to the bookstore? It looks like it anyway. Next stop, Tyrole's back streets. Well, I'm glad I could be of help. Please do something for Curtis. We will. Thank you for your help, Albert.
No outsiders allowed, huh? Guess that makes sense.
Not like there'd be much to see. It's a day off, so there are hardly any students around.
So what is the exclamation mark?
Wow, this cathedral isn't as big as the one in Erasion, but it's still pretty massive. The interior is also quite beautiful, and it's such a soothing place to be in.
Looks like they're busy getting ready for the memorial service.
That shouldn't mean we cannot take a look around.
Ah, those two. Alright, I think I largely understand. While I don't intend to encourage your illicit activities, I do, however, agree that something must be done about Armata and their legacy. You're welcome to come and go from here as needed while you're in the capital. How very kind of you. Nah, but seriously, I appreciate the help. I was kinda expecting every higher up in the Congregation of Divine Worship to have a stick jammed up their... Silas, you're being rude. However, I will agree that it's a little surprising. Hardly, let's just say that arrangements have been made by someone else already. And speaking of them... My, what a coincidence. But... wait, shit, I mean, Master Bagard. Silas, Leon, it's been about a week. Nice to see you too, Bishop Orwell. It's been a while. I appreciate you making arrangements. Don't mention it. We might not be part of the same organization, but you did well by me when you were on active duty. Now, if you'll excuse me, I shall take my leave. Take however much time you need, all of you. Guess they probably would have kicked us out of the door if it wasn't for you, Master? Though we've managed quite a lot on our own. No, don't be so put out. Building bridges where there used to be none takes time. So what's the current status? I do not believe the rubble's been cleared in Erasion yet. Right, about that. Oh, you're still sticking with these jerks, Master? I was under the impression you were merely accompanying them as a matter of necessity, that you'd part ways after business was settled in Erasion. You know, you can just say hello, right? Ain't gonna deny we're not cut from the cleanest cloth. Let us just say it's a complicated matter. For the time being, it would be far more beneficial to stick with them than act alone. It isn't too unlike the reason that brought you to the capital in the first place. Ha! You never pull a punch. We left the Second Dominion in charge of cleaning up that mess. Those partitions of his should help look for shit faster than I ever could. Abba's team also arrived to lend a hand. He's been acting separately from Vasi quite often lately. But I guess that's what you ought to expect of a master of a Kunlun school. Ha! I will leave you two to it then. I'm glad you're doing well. Hopefully I will get to see them sometime, Kevin and Gaius too. Please, maybe that'll get them off our backs. The commander's not said shit, so they're bothering us about it instead. That's the commander for you. Were I to upset her, she would sooner drink from under the table than speak frankly. They are aware of that. They're having fun. How much of a big deal is Grams? Someone's fawning over him everywhere we go. He looks to be very well acquainted and respected by a lot of high-ranking individuals. He's got a lot of apprentices outside the church like me. But why would these idiots be all the way here? What's so important to leave artifact retrieval to someone else? We're talking about a mother's legacy? Could that mean? No, it can't, can it? Huh? Something bugging you, Arkwright? Need to let some steam off? We never declared a proper victor for that little game, so why don't you square up for another round? Mind chilling for just 1 second? If you got some pent up energy, go bother someone else. Besides, a lot of other players out here in the capital today. Not that that might have anything to do with why you two are here. Do feel free to guess. I'd love to hope for nothing to happen whatsoever, but we're not naive enough to let our guard down. We're merely here as insurance. Not unlike you, Spriggan. Fine, guess you got a point. They get along like cats and dogs. Pretty boy over there looks like he's a bone to pick with Van. It doesn't look like Mr. Zeman is the cause of the animosity, however. Well, I can't say more than that. Confidential and only for Master's ears. Leon's gonna be spending the next few days in Edith's outskirts. Best wishes to you guys or whatever. I'll give you a hand if those bad predictions of mine turn out to be true. How generous of you. Bad predictions, huh? Even if our Spriggan here won't appreciate our well wishes, I do sincerely hope you all will be safe out there. This might be a calm night before the storm after all. Ah. Leon. Pardon me if I've overstepped, but imagine you're of the same mind, right? I mean, never hurts to be careful. No way, he didn't know with how he's acting.
Then let's head over. All these shops are so nice.
Desire again? Hey, yes, that's gonna be the seller, right? Just looks like it. Only one way to find out. I pose as a customer and try talking to him. You guys hang here. If you approach him as a group, he'll probably get spooked. Makes sense to me. Good luck, man. Well, hold on a minute, Chief. We're talking about a guy who deals to kids. He's not gonna want to sell to an old fart like you. You never miss an opportunity to remind me that I'm older than you, do you? But you might have a point. If his client base is students like Curtis, then I sure as hell am out. Oh, Van, don't let Aaron get to you. You're still perfectly young. Yeah, don't worry about it. You should be more confident. Nah, I agree. I'm not the best man for the job. This ought to be someone who looks rebellious enough to enjoy taking drugs, or else our guy won't bite. You up, kid? Show this old man what a young punk like you can deliver. Hell yeah, I deliver alright. Just watch and learn. Yo, dude. Heard you could hook me up with some good shit? Is that true? Who the hell are you? Good friend of mine told me all about you. Said you've got some kick-ass mints that can take you high. Emphasis on the kick. Mind hooking me up with some? I'll pay you whatever you want if it's so good. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. That lanky-ass school kid fill you in? I'll let you in on a secret. That stuff originally came straight from some pharmaceutical company. I hadn't heard of them before, but I guess they got busted by the cops or something like that. They were out on the market for only a hot minute before they were taken off. Just sold the last of my stock to that kid a little while ago. You're kidding me? All that talking, you got nothing to deliver? Way to let the guy down. Hey, trust me, I'd love to have more so I could make even more money. It is what it is. Seems like that kid developed a real dependence on him, though. I tried telling him that I just told you, and he got all pissy with me. Told me to give him more before chugging what he had like a little baby. Stuff like that's why I freaking hate dealing with addicts like him. They're always gonna make everything hard. Bingo, so the kid really did just come through here. Sounds pretty shitty, yeah? What did he do after he threw a temper tantrum? I saw just some other stuff to try, but he wouldn't listen to me. All he wants were those mints, it seems. But I told him to try the Blacklight District just to finally get the kid out of my face. Even told him how to get down there for good measure. Hopefully leave me alone now. The Blacklight District, huh? Oh, that's a good idea. I could definitely see someone down there hawking with stuff in some dark and dingy corner. Is that all you were after too? Just those mints? I've got plenty of other perfectly good stuff, you know? I'll even give you a free hit. You should try it. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm only interested in those mints too. Great, thanks for nothing. What a waste of time this was. Think I'm gonna try selling somewhere else today. Senior's deader than a stuffed pom. Nice work. Sounds like you got a lot out of that dirtbag. I'm just glad we have an idea of where Curtis might be now. I bet we can guess where those mints came from too. Yeah, it was probably a dummy corporation set up by A. Now all we need to do is find the kid and hear his side of the story. Seeing as he's on his way to the Blacklight District, let's focus on dragging him out first. We can question him after that. Shall we on our way then? Let's track him and get him out of there. You're making it exhausting, guys.
What are we waiting for?
Finally, I found you. Hey, you're Maya, yeah? Perhaps tell me you've got the mints I'm looking for. Say, I don't think I recognized you. You look like you came from the surface, the way you're dressed. Hate to break it to you, but I don't stock that garbage. Honestly, you should really quit taking most things if you know what's good for you. Liar! You have those mints, I know it. If you don't get more of those mints, I'm... Bingo. Knew this is where we'd find our Poindexter. What do you want? I could swear I recognize you from somewhere. You're Curtis, right? Clearly something's going on with the kid here. Mind filling me in? Sure, his mom sent out a request for us. Vaughn and the company brought the two up to speed on the events that brought them here. They clarified that the mints Curtis had been eating were reportedly laced with illicit substances. What? I didn't hear anything about that. All I knew was that they were hard to come by. Thought they were ordinary mints that just happened to taste like tobacco. Oh, there's more to them than that. Much more. I heard they were manufactured by A and that they were leaked out onto the streets before the cops with them post-Faber to round up. The CID sent out their pipelines, so they're not being made anymore. It's only a matter of time before they're off the streets completely. Well, that's a relief. I get you kids like to rebel against your parents, but hard drugs aren't exactly the gotcha you think they are. It's not about that. I'm not trying to... I need those mints. Why can't you simpletons understand? It's not worth damaging your body. You really need to stop. You're already showing side effects, but that outburst there? Probably the mints making you irritable and prone to withdrawal. Like it or not, those things are having an impact on you, and they're only going to get worse the longer you take them. I know that for crying out loud, I know they're dangerous, but I have to take them. If I don't have them, I can't study hard enough. And if I can't study hard enough, I'll fail my entrance exam, and then I'll be just another stupid kid like all the rest. Don't even want to imagine how my parents would react if that happened. They'll yell and scream and maybe kick me out of the house. My life is over, isn't it? This poor kid, I feel awful for him. This mint addiction seems to be a symptom of a real problem, then. We need to address the root cause to solve this case. Fear not, young man. So long as we're on the case, we won't let your parents unjustly punish you. Well, I promise. Okay, I didn't sign up to be this family's counselor. But it's pretty clear to me that the parents share some of the blame here. They're gonna need to give them a talking to. I know you're not gonna like this, but I need you to be part of a discussion with us, okay? If you don't mind me asking, do you know who sold those mints to him in the first place? We do actually. Blonde guy with a goatee. Seems like he has a habit of slinging his stuff around town. Oh, him. Should have figured. Don't you guys worry? He hasn't been out in the streets for long. I'll be sure to remind him of the rules we have here. Oh, frankly, if he's going around selling drugs to children, he won't be on the streets for long. Thanks, we'd really appreciate it. Saves us the ball ache of having to go find him again. I probably ought to report back to Renee before doing anything else though. Now that we're done here, let's swing back around Bermotti's place and fill him in on the details. Good idea, maybe you can take a look at Curtis and diagnose his condition too. Vaughn and company quickly got to work, paying Bermotti a visit and filling him in on their minty mystery. Having previously analyzed the ingredients found in the Orbal hookahs, Bermotti was able to prescribe sorely needed medicine for the boy. And once Curtis' symptoms subsided, Vaughn contacted his parents. They agreed to reconvene at the family's home so that the group could report their findings. Okay, now that everyone's here, we can get started. Well, what did you find? Was I right that Curtis made some bad friends? I'm sure it's just a typical rebellious teen phase. Let's go over what we found and then we can take things from there. Vaughn began by discussing how Curtis bought tobacco-flavored mints from a dealer on a whim. Curtis soon had developed a dependency on them since his academics improved when he used them. Vaughn also brought up how the mints were laced with drugs. Though the side effects were light, Curtis soon started taking prescription medicine, thinking it would cure him. This is all so much to take in. I'm so dizzy simply thinking about it. To think my own son would be taking prescription drugs is even worse than I could have imagined. I'm very disappointed in you. Is this the thanks I get after supporting you in your studies unconditionally? What do you have to say for yourself, young man? Keep it down, will you, or do you want the neighbors to hear you? As for you, did you forget that your father just started working again? Don't have time for this nonsense, yet here you are, causing me nothing but problems, but if I don't have enough on my plate already. I practically had to beg for some time off work to come to have this conversation with you. Are you even aware of what I'm going through? I'm sorry. I'm honestly surprised at the total lack of shame here. So am I. Are you actually sorry for what you put us through, young man? I trust the police aren't going to have to get involved at this point. The last thing I need is for my son to get arrested. Now that will get me fired. Now the two of you got it all wrong. He's not the one that should be ashamed, it's you two. You should be mortified. Well, I guess that's up to you. Can't force either of you to feel guilty. Guilty? What should I even feel guilty for? Don't try to change the subject. Curtis is the one that's been acting like a delinquent. That isn't about us. On the contrary, this is all about you folks. Or did you forget already? You asked us to figure out why your kid changed. We served you the answer on a silver platter. Curtis was hitting a dead end with his studies and felt like he was being driven into a corner. That may be true, but I failed to see what it has to do with either of us. Since you're not getting it, I spell it out for you. Your son didn't fall in with a bad crowd or change because of some damned minx. It's all his parents' fault. A neglectful pair that failed to notice what he was going through, or maybe just didn't want to. I knew I wouldn't like where this conversation was headed. Where did I fail as a father, huh? Have you two ever stopped to think about how Curtis feels? I don't know everything about your family, but it looks like you two are only worried about what you want for him, not what he wants. And who are you thinking you can tell us how to run our family? You don't have the slightest idea of how hard I've worked for this. Also, Curtis could get into a prestigious high school. His future would be set. Exactly. Do you know how much money I spent on his textbooks and mock tests? I've done all that despite my work situation. This conversation's getting nowhere and fast. Should have known I wouldn't listen. It would feel wrong bailing out and leaving the kid out to dry though. Not really my style, but I guess it's time for a little marriage counseling. Classical case if I have no idea where he wants to go with these points, if it would help. Recommend a divorce? Maybe a little shock therapy in order. Let's see what they think if I tell them they auto split. Don't know if this is the best time to bring up, but from where I'm sitting, things look kinda hopeless for this family. If this is how things will keep on going between you two, the one that's gonna come out losing the most is your son. I'll be frank, at this point everyone might be better off if you get divorced. What? No! I don't want Mom and Dad to get divorced because of me, that's going too far. Right, Mom? Dad? I won't deny our home life isn't exactly happy. Tell us the truth, son. You're fed up with me and your mother, aren't you? That's... I didn't mean for things to turn out this way. I thought that even if it took hard work, it would be smooth sailing after Curtis made it into Aramis, but his future would be set. But the more I think about it, I was just forcing him to do what I wanted, and it would make me happy, not him. Mom. It's my fault too. I left your mother alone to deal with everything regarding the household. I didn't realize that you felt so trapped, son. No, that's not it. I didn't even make the effort to understand how you felt. I failed as your father. Dad? So what'll be? You gonna give up? Cut your marriage loose? No, I don't want to. Yes, we've not seen each other eye to eye for a while, but that's no reason to throw it all away. We've come so far as a family. I'm not sure it's just been a while, but I'm not ready to throw in the towel either. I want to make amends, even if I still have a lot to think about. You're my family after all. I think it's time for us three to sit down and talk. Talk and figure out where we went wrong and how to fix things. Yes, I think that's what we need. Okay. Oh, glad things have finally calmed down. I sincerely hope the conversation we'll have once we leave proves to be a fruitful one. That's some fine work diffusing the situation. No one does it quite like you, Van. Nah, it wasn't anything special. Just did what I felt was needed to turn things around. I don't got anything else to add here. The rest is up to you. And don't worry about the whole drug deal. We'll take care of it discreetly so it doesn't become public. We'll get out of your hair now. Good luck, all.
That takes care of that.
Reward deposited.
That quest was a lot longer than I anticipated. Chaos up. God, then we have a side quest in the Dirk Memorial Park. But where exactly was that?
What's next?
Not the park, the quest, I mean. Forest. So that is probably the forest steps, right?
What are we waiting for?
You look creepy.
I'll take you on.
Genatos Nubia.
Checking information. Time to go all out. Activating drive.
This'll hurt. Over here. All for you. Hit him fast, Barry.
Displaying details.
Let's party!
Time to go all out.
Here goes!
There. Yes. A chance. Boost level maximum.
Let's party!
Activating drive. There. Yes. There. Mary. Here goes. Activating drive.
Eat this, sucker!
Flames protect us.
Halle barrage!
A chance. Stay put.
There. Yes. I'll take you on. Activating drive. This'll hurt.
Going all in.
This'll hurt.
Engaging skill.
Blades within me. Destroy. Ha. A chance. Activating drive. Yes. First gun. Here goes. Activating drive.
It's go time! Eat this, sucker!
Good luck.
Gotcha!
There. Yes. A chance. Time to go all out. Ha. Yes. Perfect chance. All you now.
I'll take over.
Let's party!
Activating skill.
A chance.
Let's party!
There.
Go on, Agnes.
It's go time! Eat this, sucker! Have some of this!
That's how it goes.
Rebuff.
That takes care of that.
Pest control of the park complete.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Way up. One additional free time point was added for completing all the 4 SPGs. Good. And I think to finish out the episode, we begin watching some of the bonding events or free time events or however we call them in this game.
Now then.
Ladder launched.
Also, we're just here on the menu, turning in items.
I'll take good care of it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Van.
You sure know how to make a girl happy.
Good. Okay, let's start from down below. Jack and Halle. Or Hell, she's pronounced, I think. But I always get it wrong. Everyone split up so we could spend their free time as we pleased. There he is. Looks like Jack's got business with Jemai. Hey, this isn't what you promised, old man. Promise? Now I'm sorry, but I haven't the foggiest idea what you're talking about. I never promised you anything, you see? Sup, got a problem? Oh, hey, Van. You actually came, huh? Yeah, I was just a little concerned about you is all. So what happened? I asked this guy to reserve a certain 10 mirror coin for me on the off chance he came across it so I could buy it off him. But instead he went behind my back and pawned it off to somebody else. 10 mirror coin? What's got you so worked up over it? It's what we in my business call an error coin, a misprint if you will. Not only have a portrait and text flip, but the copper is in the wrong color too. It has a slight silver hue to it. These little mistakes are 1 in 10,000, if not rarer. 30,000 mirror per coin is quite common. But that's not all that can inflate the value of these, no sir. Owner history plays a part too, and the previous owner, as infamous as this coins, can bump the value up even higher. 50,000 by my estimate. Damn, 50,000 mirror for a little coin. Must have one hell of a past life to command that kind of money. You're damn right it did. I take it you know about my mentor and greatest rival? Of course I do. The king himself, ain't it? Hell's own old man? Right. And you probably know he's not around anymore. There's a reason for that. I was a dumb little shit when I was younger. My cocky ass got him killed. Damn, dude, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to dig up all that baggage. Well, now you know. Anyway, I'm sure you've put 2 and 2 together. That coin we're arguing over used to belong to him. After he died, that coin disappeared. I had no idea where it went, at least until yours truly happened upon it. Jack offered 100,000 mirror for that little coin at that time. I was more than happy to give it to him. Unfortunately, another customer beat him to the punch with a 105,000 mirror offer. Poor Jack was just minutes too late. It really was nothing personal. I was just doing as a businessman does and taking the better offer. Oh, give me a break. If you just told me somebody had put in a counter offer, I would have put up more money too. That is a little odd that you didn't do that this time. I know just how much you like to ring people for every mirror they're worth. So who's the moneybags who ran off with a coin? Well, if you want to know, you have to go straight to the source. As it happens, the buyer left a note to pass on to Jack. It says quite plainly, if you'd like the coin back, come to Kayunch. Great, you couldn't just sell the damn coin to them. You had to help them antagonize me too? Thanks, Jemai. Every now and again, someone comes out of the woodwork trying to pick a fight with me. Who's got it out for me this time though? I haven't a clue. Yeah, I remember that pair of cheaters you had to deal with in Longlai when we were in town. Sure ain't easy being famous, huh? You heading over right now then? I think I'll tag along to see how it goes down. Sure, go ahead. I don't mind the company. Huh? What are you doing here? Why do you think I'm here? It's because I'm the one who bought the coin. I figured it was possible I might run into you, and now here you are, I guess. Yep, here I am. Good to see you, man. I was originally planning on having Mom officiate our little game. But if you're here, I'd be more than happy to have you do it, if you don't mind. Sure, I can do that. Bit of a roundabout way to challenge someone to a game, though, don't you think? Yeah, but unless I go to that much trouble, Jack won't take it as seriously as it should. So just to reiterate, Jack, I want to play a game of poker with you. Winner keeps King's coin. Sound good to you? I'm game, you're on. You think you have any chance of winning against me? Do you really need to ask, Jack? You're right, my bad. That was dumb. Alright, now that that's settled, I'll have you hold on to the coin, man. Every round you flip that bad boy to determine who goes first. If it's head, I go first. Tails, Jack goes first. I feel like I'm being given a big responsibility running this match. I'll do my best to make you guys proud. I'm sure you do just fine, Van. We appreciate having you. Well, may the best hand win. Let's get down to business. Jack and Hal's game got underway as Van watched the proceedings unfold. After the pair exchanged 100,000 mira for 10 poker chips, they began to trade blows with each hand of cards. Once the match fully heated up, all the remaining chips were put on the line in a dramatic showdown. You've really stepped up your game, Hal. I'm impressed. To be told, I didn't expect you to even last this long. Save it for when you win, Jack. This game ain't over until it's over. You got that right. Jeez, you two are freaking nuts. Not too many Zamura can read each other's hands and bluff away you can. Looks like this next hand's gonna be our grand finale. Sure seems like it. Keep up the good work, Van. It doesn't matter who goes first. Either way, your fate's already set. Well, here goes nothing. Moment of truth. Which hand should I catch a coin with? It's heads. Your move, Halle. Guess I'm after... Oh, think of pulling that on me, are you? Don't count your chickens before they hatch, is all I've got to say. I'll exchange 2 cards. Let's see you walk the walk then. I'll also exchange 2 cards, and the vet I'll open. Wait, you've gotta be shitting me. I'm supposed to be one with 4 kings here. What are you talking about? That's my hand, silly. So it is. That's another 4 of a kind. You telling me Hal set all this up? Even your own hand? Sure did. King's whole specialty back in the day was taking control of the cards, including his opponent's own hand. You had to have mastered King's technique in order to play like that. I'm genuinely impressed. Ain't nothing to it. Oh, wait. There's still 1 card you haven't opened. What could you possibly still have left? The game should be over. Not if I get a wild card in my hand. And that's exactly what I have. A 5 of a kind with jacks. Read them and weep. Sorry, Hal. I win. What the? I'm not sure I follow you guys. Did you somehow use Hal's own move against her? More or less, yeah. No way, how? How is it possible? Ah, come on, all I like. But at the end of the day, they call you Victory Jack for a reason. I lost and that's all there is to it. So, time for me to pay the piper, I suppose. The coin's all yours, Jack. Here you are, Jack. Good game. Thanks. That was a fun one, to say the least. There's one more thing we need to settle before we head on out. Ali, I'm giving you the coin. You're the one who should hold on to it. Ah, Jack, what are you doing? We agreed that whoever won gets to keep the coin. You earned it. You shouldn't give it back to me. In fact, I want you to have it. There's nobody else I'd rather see it with than you. Seriously, take it. It's okay. Oh, I get it now. That whole match was just a setup for her to give a coin to him all along, wasn't it? Sorry, Hal, but I can't let you have your way on this one. If that coin was mine, then it would be up to me to decide what to do with it. But if you're that determined to hoist the thing on me anyway, then there's only one thing you can do. Play you again? Play you again and win? That's right, that's how these things work in our world. Fine, that's how you're going to be, you're on. I keep improving my skills, and then one of these days, I'll beat you and you're playing your absolute hardest. Until then, you better not lose to anybody else but me, or your ass is grass, deal? Deal. Man, you won't find another pair of gamblers like these anywhere else in the Moria. I'm glad I got to see this little exchange today. That was neat. With a promise made, Van proceeded to enjoy some yamcha with Jack and Hal at Kayun. Afterwards, he reunited with the others and got back to work.
We should get some drinks and have another heated round of cards soon.
Maybe I'll crack open the good stuff for you when you do. Just try not to drink yourself stupid, Jack.
The unrivaled gambler pair, and we receive victory dice. Mending Aida's belongings. Fee and Fairy want to restore Aida's rifle. Short break. Yo, sorry for the wait. Don't worry about it, I just got here myself. Thanks for coming. Think nothing of it. Seems this has to do with one of my part-timers, so I figured I might as well. You want me to help out with a memento of the flame eaters, right? Yep, I want to fix up a custom rifle that Aida used to use. Seems like we've heard about it already. Sure, we tried to get it repaired before, but they told us it wasn't really feasible. I assume the two of you found a way to fix it? Bingo. We've learned what parts we need to repair it, so all that's left is to actually get them. It's been bothering me ever since I learned it was damaged, so I'm glad I can finally do something. I figure things will get real busy once the festival starts, so I want to get it taken care of before then. Perry's working on the stuff that can be gathered above ground. Well, you're gonna be getting the underground stuff. From a Blacklight district, in other words. And you want me to show you around the place? Exactly. I've heard that nose of yours is really impressive. So impressive that even Zin relies on it. How about it? You up for being my guide? Sure, why not? Couldn't hurt putting you in my debt more. I'd be helping one of my part-timers move on too. Sounds like a win-win to me. Thanks. Let's get moving then. Van and Fee made haste to the Blacklight district. Upon arrival, they scoured the area and searched for replacement parts for Aida's rifle. Looking to fix up a custom rifle, huh? Not to discourage you fine folks, but that sounds like quite a pain in the behind. We know and be prepared to deal with it. As you can probably guess, we need some specialized parts to get it back in working condition. Mind showing us the rifle suppressors and foregrips you've got in stock at the moment? Not at all. Right this way, young lady. Hopefully I've got what you're looking for. He's definitely got a wide selection, but none of it looks quite right. What about this part over here? Looks pretty unwieldy, but nothing any decent Jäger couldn't handle. Oh, yeah, maybe? That might actually be the same model Aida used, or the same make at least. This might work in a pinch. Might as well give it a shot. Working on Flame Eater's rifle, huh? I've heard stories about that bad boy. You're in luck. I know for a fact that the rifle I used back when I was on active duty is the same generation as her gun. You can go ahead and take it if you want. It should have a part or two you can use. Damn, that's really generous of you. For real, are you sure? I mean, it has to mean a lot to you. I'm no Jäger anymore, so I don't mind parting with it. Helping the Colonel's daughter sounds better to me anyway. In return, just promise you'll come back and tell me how the purple lighting is doing. I've been rooting for her ever since she hung it up to walk her own path. Let me know how she's holding up, yeah? Deal. Can't say I know everything, but I'd be happy to share what I can. Eventually, Fee and Van managed to scrape together the needed parts to repair the gun, albeit from a less than desirable mix of sources. With Fee having acquired her allotted parts, the group reconvened at the arms dealer inside the department store. Sylvie, who had been previously consulted about the rifle's damages, agreed to assist with its repairs. Van watched over the whole process and helped with basic tasks like polishing as needed. Eventually, well, would you look at that? It's right back to the way it was. Ain't that something? It even has the same custom rifle muzzle she used back in her Zephyr days. It maximized its firepower and improved its accuracy. She really liked talking about that thing. I can see why. It's been customized in other words too. The weight distribution probably makes it unwieldy to anyone who isn't a rifle pro. But Aida had no problem handling it. She and this rifle were a match made in heaven. No doubt about that. I'm glad we were able to get it fixed up for her. The Flame Eater couldn't have asked for a better pair of sisters. So what are you planning to do with it now? That's a good question. How would you feel about using it, Fairy? I don't think a rifle of this size would suit me, to be honest. Aida once taught me to remain true to my own style. I don't think I'd be honoring her if I changed mine to adapt to her weapon. Figured you said something like that. Doesn't fit mine either. I have a bad idea. How about we deliver it to the current members of Zephyr? Ah yeah, I heard they reformed after the war. Yep, they changed hands since then. Now it's being led by two of its former regimental commanders, Zeno and Leo. I'm fine with giving it over to them, but are you sure that's what you want? Yes, I thought long and hard about it. In her final moments, Aida said the names of her Zephyr comrades, including you. I can surely treasure her family there. That's why I want to return it to them. Okay, that works for me. I'll go ahead and arrange for it to be delivered then. Oh, how are you gonna do that? You do realize a civilian career can't just waltz into Zephyr turf with a rifle hand, right? Well aware. That's not what I had in mind. I know someone named Josette who owns a delivery company, where people should be able to get it over to them without much trouble. Ah, I heard of them. They're based in Libel, yeah? You sure know a lot of people, don't you? I could say the same about you. Fee got in contact with a courier who happily accepted the task and went straight to work. Afterwards, she reached out to Zephyr, who were in a remote region of the continent, to give him a heads up. It won't be long before it's delivered, so can you stick around your base camp for a while longer? Sure thing! We had to kill some time before our next job anyway. The Jaeger's weapon is their very soul. We will take good care of it. The three of us fought side by side many times as regimental commanders. She is dearly missed. The eyes she told us about what happened to her. It's strange to think a part of her will come back to us. I'd like to think she's sharing a laugh and drink with her boss on the other side right about now. Probably stressing all about her little sisters too, but worry what? Wouldn't shock me. It was good talking to you both again. See you around? Likewise. Give her regards to Aida's other little sister. Sounds like she's gotten herself caught up in something fishy. Tell her to take care of herself. Well, that settled that. You must be one of the only brothers in the guild to keep in touch with Jaegers. We don't talk that often, but they reach out to me every now and then. Now that we've got that squared away, I think I'm gonna drop by a cafe. Wanna come with? I can share some stories about Aida and Zephyr if you're interested. Really? Oh, I'd love that. And I can tell you some about my people in our village. Cool, I'd like to hear all about them. Fee and Fairy went off to enjoy some tea and conversation. Once Fairy returned, the group got back to work.
It'd be nice to introduce you to some friends of mine if the chance ever comes up.
Bracer and former Zephyr. Good, but I think we've done enough for this episode. Until next time when we continue this, I'm Mace and don't get lost.